Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, Happy New Year again. Today marks 331 half lives of polonium 210 since the discovery of polonium 210. And I like to call half lives of polonium 210 a year because our years are too long. You make a resolution, and it seems like an insurmountable amount of time to hold a resolution. I think if we have more regular checkups on ourselves, things would go a whole lot better. I really do want our years to be shorter. We could have more birthdays. We could have more Fourth of Julys. We could have more Christmases. We could have more graduations and all that. It would force us to rethink our goals, right? So, for example, I teach at Grand Canyon University. If we had check-ins every 138 days, it would force us to learn a lot more. I think we allow ourselves to get too we don't allow ourselves to get too ambitious because the year is so long. There's so much time to do things, and we could make more resolutions. The other beautiful thing about having the 138-day year is that holidays could come at different times of the year, right? So this year I celebrated a new year in the summertime. I celebrated one in the spring. And here we are again with New Year's Day 331. I've been celebrating this. I think the first time I did it was 328, if I remember correctly. And so I celebrate all sorts of anniversaries for the Curie year now. I'm going to have to look up what day is going to be the 4th of July. So starting from July 4th, 1776, what happens if you count Curie years from there? I got to see that. Obviously, 1776 is like a BC year on the Curie calendar. We could look up the Christmas, right? If you think of Christmas as 1 AD, right, you could probably count Curie years since then as well. I recently turned 96 years old on the Curie calendar. What else did we do? We could think about. I'll let you do the calendar, and but I want to make a couple more New Year's resolutions. First and foremost, I need to meet that life partner, and the reason I say that is I really struggled this year to keep my life together while juggling two jobs, the Bismuth art project, a bunch of gig work, and then not having somebody to cook for me, right, and clean for me and all that. And then I talked to some of my colleagues or even some of my students here, and they have that life partner and I just watch them handle all these things as a teamwork, right? And it's just so much easier for them. But unfortunately, they also have to put up with the sex and the drama that comes with it. I don't want to do that, right? So I need to find this non-romantic life partner. That's going to be a big part of Curie Year 331 for me. Now, unfortunately, I witness my colleagues and even my students handle this juggling act, and they save a lot of time. But unfortunately, it takes a lot of time to look for that life partner. It feels like it feels like you need time to make time, right? And unfortunately, I often don't have the luxury of doing that because I'm still marketing my Bismuth art and all that. The holy grail is to find a way to do stuff that actually advances my career while at the same time looking for that future life partner, right? If I could do both of those at the same time, that would be the holy grail. That's going to be my goal for the coming year. Unfortunately, the other goal for this coming year is that I need to stop allowing everybody to walk over me. Actually, I got a class to teach in 15 minutes. I just had to step away from one of my students. That's what happens when you're too nice sometimes. I don't want to be late for my classes. So usually I'll hang around the campus programming stuff or recording a Peter Dislike show or all that, I ran into one of the students and he starts asking me a barrage of questions. And I really wanted to get away from it because I wanted to kind of wind down before starting the class, right? I can't sit in my classroom anymore doing this because people will come in early and ask me a ton of questions and all that. And so I have to hide, which is unfortunate. Which is good too. I'm really popular at the campus. Unfortunately, people walk all over me too. And unfortunately, my time, as you guys see, is incredibly precious these days, right? And so I'm going to dial down the ambitions on accumulating the bismuth, right? I'll still make a lot of art out of it, but I'm not as ambitious about hoarding tons and tons and tons of bismuth anymore like I was last year. I think it's more important to hoard networking with people, and especially to find that life partner so that the two of us can juggle together. Right now, I'm doing all the juggling work of keeping all the balls up in the air. It'd be nice to have another set of hands as well. Happy New Year. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.